Chris Evans. Welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. And on today's show, we're going to be talking about Avatar 2 Runtime. That keeps on coming up for some reason. Zac Efron is going to be in a wrestling movie. What else? That's not listed there, but should be there because I forgot to not edit that. Guys, the way that it's going to happen is going to be like this. I'm going to start off the show and I'm going to try to run through the first 10 headlines here rather quickly. And I'm going to do that because I'm going to do the intentions of, cutting it out, and that will become the Movie News Digest. And then what we'll do is we'll go back and we'll go back through some of these topics with a little bit more detail. And we'll just go through the trending headlines of the day for everybody to take a look at, and that's how it'll be done. Okay, so with that being said, guys, let's get into it. Let's see if I can do this because this is all experimental. We're just trying out different things on the channel, see what flies, what doesn't. We are a movie news show for live news too, for movie fans. So with that being said, let's just get right into it, guys. We start off the show today by talking about Chris Evans. Chris Evans is in the headlines. He was named People's Sexiest Man Alive for 2022 and inherits the mantle from MCU star Paul Rudd. Okay, guys. Well, okay. That's nice, right? We all like Chris Evans. He is... I guess he is sort of, I had to Google that. I hope that doesn't show up in my Google history. But he is my Captain America. I think that's why people like to watch him. What else does Chris Evans have in the movie news headlines? Well, he's working on that project with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Red One, which is, I think, a holiday kind of movie. Red One 2023 is when that's supposed to be slated. Yeah, he's had a big year, I think, sort of, with the Gray Man, right? Dwayne Johnson, Chris Evans. Sexiest Man Alive for 2022, Chris Evans. You're going to see a lot of stories out there today. That is the big major headline right there for that. Don't Worry Darling is also a big headline out there today. Don't Worry Darling. I like Don't Worry Darling. I didn't think it was that bad. Florence Pugh was actually fairly good in that. But the critics were not kind to it. 39% there. 74% by the audience. Because it had all that behind the scenes drama. But the Blu-ray and 4K release is coming out. So, they kind of moved the release date of that ahead because I don't know. It wasn't, I liked it, as I said. So what are some of those details? Some of the documentaries there that you can get November 29th. Really? Is that when that's coming out? I think it's going to be on digital before that, right? Okay, so the making of Don't Worry Darling, and that'll be something that people will want to see. I don't think it'll go into any of the behind the scenes drama, but who knows? Alice's Nightmare deleted scene. Okay. Check out the synopsis. Well, yeah, we don't need to know the synopsis. We know what Don't Worry Darling's about. They kind of go to this weird experimental colony, and is it real or is it fake? What the heck's going on there? She starts to trip out and question her reality, and it's kind of like a cult, right? Don't Worry Darling was directed by Olivia Wilde, and I think that's what people really want to see, right? The Whale. The Whale had a trailer out today, and The Whale comes out December 9th in the theaters, and it is being praised for Brendan Fraser's performance in it. And the trailer, which we will post a little short reaction highlight reel later on the channel, but it's only like a minute long, and other than like just kind of a voiceover, you don't really see that much. It kind of like zooms in on this room. You hear the voice, "Can you be a good person?" and stuff like that. And then we get this shot of Brendan Fraser when the makeup effects in this look phenomenal. I'm looking forward to it mostly because of Sadie Sink from Stranger Things. I think she's going to be fantastic in this because she's phenomenal in season 4 of Stranger Things. She plays the daughter. She's the estranged daughter of Brendan Fraser, who left his marriage to be with somebody else, and then the daughter resented him and stuff like that, and he's overweight and stuff like that. It looks like he's having some health issues in this movie. So A24 released that trailer this morning, and yeah, if anyone who deserves a comeback, it's definitely Brendan Fraser. Dude is so talented, and you can see he's definitely passionate in his craft. It's amazing that someone like Darren Aronofsky trusted what Fraser can do with his new movie. I cannot wait for The Whale. December 9th, guys. Teaser, trailer out right now for The Whale. You might want to go check that out. Deadpool is back in the headlines. Deadpool, and what's this about Wolverine? Well, Ryan Reynolds details complications of Wolverine's Deadpool 3 return. Well, because, they didn't have the rights to the MCU at the time when they were making the first Deadpool movies, right? They tried with that Wolverine Origins, and we don't talk about that much anymore, right? But he just goes on to say this. It's not like adding Hugh Jackman to a movie like this is a hard sell. It's an immediate and empathetic, unqualified yes. As soon as you hear that, yeah, because everybody likes Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. He said he was done, but he's coming back for this, Deadpool 3. It's a lot of moving parts, and Fox and X-Men and all that kind of stuff that Marvel needs to sort through. A lot of red tape in order to make that happen, and they did it. So yeah, he's just talking about who... because there are some rights issues still up in the air with the crossover from Fox still owning a little bit of rights to the X-Men just because of contract dates and stuff like that. Could they or could they not use it? But Ryan Reynolds says, the script is fine. We're going ahead with this. They hope to start filming, I think he says early next year for this movie. And it's like, yeah, for sure. Once you get Hugh Jackman on board, then you definitely want to go into this, right? Literally. Like they have to snatch the microphone out of my hand in the edit room. Production should start hopefully sometime before summer. Okay, so before summer next year. But the shooting is the short, easier part. Then it's the lead up, the prep, the writing, the shooting's quick. Then you have the edit process. That's where the movie gets really made, is in the edit room. Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool 3 script update shouldn't concern fans. No. He's just talking about like the writing process on these movies, because you write all these jokes and sometimes they're topical, and then you just like they have a life cycle, right? And you have to try different kind of jokes. You have to try different kind of setups and stuff in the scenes and stuff when you're actually getting around to shit. It's not that big of a deal. But Ryan Reynolds talking about Deadpool 3 and Wolverine there. I think, guys, it's going to be like one of the most anticipated movies of that year, right? Because just seeing those two together on a road trip movie, that's cool in my books. Let's move over to the, well, actually, no, we're still going to stay in the sort of the MCU. Spider-Man, Spider-Punk. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse adds Daniel Kaluuya as Spider-Punk. Now, guys, I got to tell you this straight up. I don't know anything about this character, Spider-Punk, but we know that from the first Spider-Verse movie that, they went across and we saw different Peter Parkers, we saw different iterations of Spider-Man. So Daniel Kaluuya, he was just really good in Nope, and I think that is a cool casting. Guys, Across the Spider-Verse is going to be like 2 parts, right? And the first part comes out next year, and then the part 2 is going to be the year after that. It got shifted around a little bit, but yeah, expected June 2nd, 2023, and then the part 2 is going to be the year after that. So that's really cool. Daniel Kaluuya joins the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Shazam 2 has a new poster. Let's switch over to the DC side of things here for a little bit. Shazam, new poster up on the Instagram. Zachary Levi and Shazam movie both share this post March 17th. It's just him. I think he's supposed to be on one of those scooter things with the handle kind of thing. I forget what it's called. But yeah, Fury of the Gods. And, I really like the Black Adam, and we know that's going to be tied to this universe, and hopefully they will have a fight. It's going to be cool, I think. Nice little poster. I'm expecting maybe we're going to get another trailer along soon. Could we get one this week because of Wakanda Forever releasing? I think we could possibly. But what do you guys think about that poster? I think it's pretty cool. Sticking with DC, Jason Momoa says that, okay. He talks a little bit about that DC ownership there. Jason Momoa says his DCU dream is coming true under new management. Aquaman star Jason Momoa. And yeah, because Black Adam definitely referenced Aquaman, so that's cool. What did Momoa have to say? I think with Peter Safran and Mr. Gunn at the helm now at DC, I'm very excited about that. There are a lot of cool things that are going to be coming up, and one of my dreams come true will be happening under their watch. Stay tuned. So could that be more Justice League, guys? I think it could be, or at least more team oriented stuff. And we know that Superman's coming back. I hope to God that Ben Affleck comes back as Batman. But what do you guys read into those quotes there from Jason Momoa? That's kind of intriguing, right? His dream could come true now under this new regime. Fascinating stuff, man. Moving on, this headline just won't die. Avatar 2, because it's coming out in a month, guys. Avatar 2 runtime. Avatar 2's lengthy runtime explained by James Cameron. And he goes on to talk about why it's over 3 hours and stuff like that. He says the goal is to tell an extremely compelling story of an emotional basis. I would say that the emphasis in the new film is more on character, more story, more on relationships, more on emotions. We didn't spend as much time on relationship and emotion in the first film as we do in the second film, and it's a longer film because there are more characters to service. There is more story to tell. Well, why didn't the trailer show any of that then? The trailers just showed imagery. We didn't really get to see too much. We've seen that, yeah, they have the family, but I can't tell you anything about what this story is really all about other than the fact that, yeah, we get the fact that humans will probably come back and they'll be trying to get more unobtainium and they got to run and they got to flee. All right. Why does that have to be 3 hours? Because of all the characters that you want to infuse into this? It's just, for something doesn't click right here for me about what his sayings are. But I mean, come on, look at this trailer here. It's got over 32 million views already. So people are liking Avatar. People like Avatar. And maybe I'm just not reading it right here, guys, because I just, if it's all about the characters and stories, then tell us in the trailers. He said the other day too that, hey, if the marketing doesn't live up to what we want, then we may end this in 3 films instead of having it 5. But then tell us what the story is in the trailers, man. You're just showing us images, and it's like, yeah, that's a cartoonish kind of thing. Cool. I know that people like it, but yeah, that headline that came up the other day is kind of like, he said it himself too. He's prepared to end Avatar in 3 films if the sequels underperform. Now, as I said in my little shorts yesterday, guys, Avatar 2 is not going to bomb. It's going to be one of those things where even regardless if like the tomato meter score is like 17%, like for say like Don't Worry Darling, that kind of ratio. If it's lopsided like this, people won't care, right? People won't care if it's like this kind of lopsided. They won't care about the reviews. They're going to go out and see Avatar anyway, and Avatar: Way of Water. But if it's like long and people are checking their watch and it's like, well, why did we have to go over there and learn about these people for half an hour when the bulk of the story is over about Jake and their family, right? I hope he doesn't do anything like that. That just gives me pause. I know it's up in the storylines again, but hey, if it keeps coming up, we got to keep talking about it. 2 more stories here, guys. Zac Efron. It's a weird kind of day that these stories about dudes and their masculinity, but it's actually kind of cool. Zac Efron lands high-flying kick in his first image from Iron Claw. So he's going to be playing a wrestler in this movie, and look at that. That's a great shot. Yeah, so he's going to be a wrestler in this movie. That's phenomenal right there. The Iron Claw follows the story of the Von Erichs, a dynasty of wrestlers who made a great impact on the sport from the 1960s to the present day. Okay, it's going to have Lily James in it. That's cool in my book. Harris Dickinson, Jeremy Allen White are going to be following the brothers there. So it's 3 brothers, right? And I guess Holt McCallany is going to be the father figure. You'll recognize him. He was like a villain in a lot of stuff. Cool. Cool first image too. That's like, yeah, we heard that Zac Efron got ripped again in this one, and he looks like he's really giving it his all. I think this is the real guy here, and then this is him here. I posted a little thing of him, and it kind of looked like he was He-Man. But yeah, he's ripped again. He's put his body through that, and okay, all right. Zac Efron, the Claw. And finally today, guys, we got some Expendables 4 news. Expendables 4. Did you know that was still happening? It's expected September 22nd, 2023. The cast is not as big as some of the previous installments, but Jason Statham is in it. Megan Fox is going to be in it. Dolph Lundgren, 50 Cent, Tony Jaa. I think a lot of people will be liking that. Randy Couture. Notice you don't see... Stallone's going to be in there, but I think he's only going to be kind of like a bookend. He'll start it off, and then they'll go off on their own side missions, because Stallone said that, Statham's role is much bigger. In fact, he's about 80% of this movie. I heard it turned out pretty cool. Statham is 80% of it. He's happy with that. So it's slowly turning into Statham's franchise, guys. Expendables 4 coming out next year, expected September 2023. More Statham in Expendables 4. Okay, guys, that's the Movie News Digest. If you want to follow me on all the little social media links, click right there. And yeah, and if you want to come join us on the live show, by all means, I'll leave a little link right there for you guys. And yeah, you're going to find something that you like here on Mirror Domains, because with all the little shorts and stuff we do, and we were always talking about the trending movie news headlines and stuff like that. We do live shows. You can come in and talk with us, and I think it's going to be really kind of cool. You're watching Mirror Domains. Oh, is that it? Okay, that's it. All right. What do you guys think about that? Did that work okay? See how quickly I went through that? We'll go back through some of these stories here, but we're going to take a little bit of a break here. What else can you find on Mirror Domains? Well, tomorrow we're going to be doing a full live watch-along for Andor Episode 10. Now, I'm going to have to do that in the morning, guys. I'm going to have to do it around probably around 10:30, because I got something in the afternoon I got to run out and do again with just normal life stuff that has come up. On the weekend, we do the Horror Weekly Roundup, where we talk about all the big horror movie news headlines that drop. And of course, then you know that we do the movie news stuff here during the week. And we're just trying out different things with the movie news show. Hey guys, it flounders. Sometimes it only gets like 7 views. And everything that I learn about YouTube is like, you got to continue working and expanding on stuff that works. And the stuff that works is the shorts, the little movie news stuff, tidbits and stuff like that. But I still want to keep the avenue open for you guys to come in and interact with me on the live show. Okay, now we're going to be talking about a lot more stuff. We're going to go back through these things, and we're going to go into a little bit more detail. And the show will go a little bit longer, because there are more topics than just here. There are going to be some more that are linked down in the description, and we're going to do a lot more trending stuff today than we normally do. But I just kind of want to, try something different here, see if we can get a few more people hooked in, see if I can generate a little bit more of a wider audience. Right now it's really hard for me to figure out what's going to be the trending topic to put in the titles and stuff like that. Because yesterday I thought it was going to be the Gran Turismo stuff, but no, it was really more the Twitter stuff. And we'll talk about the Twitter again here in a little bit. That's why I chop out all these little things for shorts, because got to figure out what works, right? Okay. Yeah. That went pretty good. Now, it'll get published again on the digest around the 5 p.m., but don't worry about that. Let's just get back into the big stories again. Let's go through these and give it a little bit more time. Chris Evans, 2022, sexiest man alive. 41 years old, really? He's only 41. Actor inherits the mantle from MCU star Paul Rudd. So I guess this was announced yesterday, right? In People magazine. Do you guys really care about this stuff? Evans' selection was announced Monday night on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Well, obviously a lot of people out there do, because it was trending. And you know what? I've got nothing wrong with Chris Evans. I think he's a talented actor for sure. I don't think I got anything wrong with his physique. Yeah, I don't know why. I just felt I typed in Chris Evans 2022, and then this popped up, and it's like, For God's sakes. I'm going to have to scrub that from my history, right? Uh, it is what it is. People, you know, hey, just the way girls do it uh, with their Instagram and they like shake their butts and stuff like that. Guys are shown with their shirts off. It just happens. But, you know, he's iconic as Captain America. And I think he's going to come back in some capacity. I hope he does. I really do. But sexiest man alive for 2022. Yeah. He took it over from Paul Rudd from last year. He says, "My mom will be so happy." So he's got a sense of humor about it too. That's cool. "She's proud of everything I do, but this is something she can really brag about." Well, I don't think a lot of people will be complaining about that. You know, he's had the Gray Man this year. He's got a few other things coming out, including a project coming up with Dwayne Johnson. Yeah, we talked about this. Red One. And they just started production on that. We talked about this, I think this was in the Twitter roundup yesterday, right? Arglass Vikings in live chat says, Chris is a nice guy, but it's just Marvel actors getting the nominations. Well, it does feel like that. If Paul Rudd had it last year. Okay, James, lightning quick. Yeah. No, that's what it is. I just felt like, what was the point in separating the digest from the live show when you could just do it all live? See, I'm just experimenting, though. Another Aronofsky feel-good movie. Haha, we're talking about the whale there. A Weaver says, yeah. But this Red One is supposed to be coming out next year, a Christmas action movie. Chris Evans. And I think that's all he's got on the table for right now. Oh, we'll take a look at his IMDb here because we got time. We can expand that out. He's going to be playing Jack O'Malley, Kiernan Shipka, Dwayne Johnson. Well, obviously, yeah, he's going to be in that. Lucy Liu, J.K. Simmons. Cool. J.K. Simmons and Bonnie Hunt. Plot is under wraps, Red One. But people speculate that it's just two dueling fathers or something like that, battling for toys or something for their kids or something along those lines. Something like that, because you can kind of see that they're in a toy store there. That's what I'm thinking that it's going to be about. Red One. Let's take a look at Chris Evans' current IMDb and what he's got coming up on his slate. Red One. Ghosted is in post-production. Oh yeah, that's right. Ghosted. Pain Hustlers. Post-production. Let's take a look at what these two projects are. Ghosted. That one sounds familiar. Dexter Fletcher. Plot is under wraps. Ana de Armas. Tim Blake Nelson is going to be in that. Adrian Brody. Cool. Ghosted. Something about that sounds familiar, though. Okay. Yeah. The other one that he's got coming up is Pain Hustlers. David Yates. Emily Blunt. Okay, that's the one with Emily Blunt. Yeah. Catherine O'Hara. Cool. Andy Garcia. Chloe Coleman. Jade Duplass. Why not? Yeah. Yeah. Arglass says, a Jingle All the Way remake Red One. I think so. That's what it sounds like to me. Or something like that. It's going to have just like, kind of like that light, fair comedy to it. That's cool to see these two go together and kind of butt heads over Christmas toys or something, or fighting for the right to play Santa. Chris Evans, sexiest man alive. When is my turn? You know, no, I don't know anything about that, guys. Yeah. People will be searching for Chris Evans today, and when that comes up, I'm sure you can also find a lot of those shirtless photos of him as well. Okay, Don't Worry Darling's coming out on Blu-ray, guys, and yeah, people have been kind of curious about this. We all know about the drama about that. Don't Worry Darling, my straight out of the theater reaction for it was actually fairly positive, because I was surprised. It was the first performance that I saw from Harry Styles of any substance, and I was like hesitant about it, and I was like, yeah, he can act. Florence Pugh stole the show, though, because what she had to do in this movie was kind of like, is this all real or not? And I still think it's not a bad movie. It's not a bad movie. I know that the critics were not kind to it. 39% by them, 74% by the audience. It didn't fare all that well at the box office, but it's kind of like one of those. If you liked shows like Twilight Zone or The Outer Limits, Don't Worry Darling is exactly like one of those episodes, but like a full length movie. And I kind of like how it unravels from her perspective. And when you figure out what's going on, yeah, there's a few plot holes here and there, but you're watching it mostly from her performance. And just to see what Olivia Wilde was doing with directing this. But we got some details about what's going to be on the digital and 4K release. The cost, yeah, it's going to be one of those bombs. But I think I liked Don't Worry Darling. Okay, so what else can you find there on there? This says November 29th, but I actually think that it's going to be closer than that. I think they moved it up because it didn't do so well. November 7th. So it's out now. Yeah, that's why people are looking at it. It's on HBO Max right now. So yeah, go over and check that out. If it's on Crave, maybe we can do a watch. No, it does have. No, it doesn't have any nudity. Does? I don't think so. But that's why people are Googling it today, right? Don't Worry Darling, to figure out what all the extra details are. And this is from Collider that they're saying there's a documentary on there of the making of Don't Worry Darling. Now, I'm somebody who would like to know all the drama behind the scenes, like people hating each other and stuff like that. They're not going to show anything like that, though. I don't think so. It's just going to be like a straightforward behind the scenes making of. And then there's like a deleted scene, Alice's nightmare. Okay. Yeah, it's got Chris Pine in it too. He kind of plays like the cult leader, bad guy, and that's why people are looking up "Don't Worry, Darling" today. And you just, yeah, guys, I'd give it a chance if you're curious about those kinds of weird abstract storytelling ideas and things that really stretch and reach for different, boundaries. Don't Worry, Darling's it. Don't Worry, Darling, I enjoyed. One quick story here that I want to get into before we talk about the whale here that we kind of skipped over because I had the tomato meter pulled up there, and it is Black Panther week, and I tried to find anything, but guys, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever opens up this week, and we still have no reviews out. We don't have any reviews out for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and I'm somebody like, okay, fine, whatever. Wakanda Forever is one of those movies where it's kind of like you don't need to hear it's going to be like Avatar. You don't need to hear anybody's reviews about it. People are going to go out and see it regardless. But I feel like I'm going to see from some other pundits today about Black Panther: Wakanda Forever say that, oh, yeah, it's going to be awesome regardless, kind of whatever. But then they'll turn around and say, well, for some other movies, if they had the embargo like dropped like a day before the movie comes out, then it's trouble. It's trouble. The studios are trying to hide it. The studios are trying to hide it, right? I hear that garbage and nonsense all the time. And it's like, it really depends on the movies, guys. It really does. And I don't like those headlines. It's going to make 100 million this weekend, I think, for sure. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. And it's going to have a nice long run at the box office. We talked about that yesterday too. But I'm just a little bit shocked that the embargo hasn't been down. I thought it would come down today. Maybe it has by 12 o'clock. I'll just see if I can refresh it. No, it still hasn't come up. So maybe by tomorrow, the day before the embargo drops on Black Panther, I'm guessing maybe they want to try to hold it back for spoiler reasons. But most people out there don't pay attention to us movie fans looking for all these headlines. They don't. I just know we got to go through the cycle of people trying to justify it and then turn around and rag on another movie for holding it till like the last day, like they did with Halloween Ends. They're coddling you, pundits that say that, and it's BS. I don't buy it. It's just people talking. Anyway, that's why I didn't bring it up, because I didn't want to get riled up. Anyway, the Whale trailer. dropped today. A24 dropped this trailer for The Whale. December 9th is when this comes out. Darren Aronofsky. And the synopsis reads, a reclusive English teacher attempts to reconnect with his estranged teenage daughter, and his teenage daughter is being played by Sadie Sink from Stranger Things. And I felt like that was cool because I really enjoyed her in Stranger Things. In Stranger Things season 4, she was awesome. So she's going to be the estranged daughter. Brendan Fraser is getting high acclaim from this. And this teaser trailer, guys, which we'll do a small short reaction of later on today. It's not really that much. It's just kind of like a few shots of them zooming into this room, saying the cast, and you have kind of like this narration from Brendan Fraser, and you get a few shots of him here. Like the makeup looks okay. They can make somebody look obese, morbidly obese. The makeup looks stellar, and I think they probably could win awards for it. Now, would that be in the same category? Would that be in the same category as, say, like a Hellraiser for makeup? Because between Hellraiser and like this is like more realist kind of stuff. But I just like how outlandish the Hellraiser was with their makeup effects. I don't know, but I'm really excited for this movie, The Whale. You hear that, he gets standing ovations for this performance. December 9th, guys. Eva M says in the live chat, love Brendan Fraser back on the screen for sure. For sure. And you just kind of get the impression, like, from this trailer, he's talking about what it means to be like a good person, I think, and stuff like that. Where would you go? Looks like he's going to have some health problems in this movie. And he's trying to reconnect with his daughter, Sadie Sink, called The Whale. And because I guess it didn't say there on the IMDb, but from what happened is that he left his wife and the daughter was upset about that, right? He had a lot of resentment to that. And kind of like what Hugh Jackman's movie The Son is almost like. But instead of the son, he has a daughter in this movie. But it's going to be a different subject matter for sure because of the details that surround him. He leaves for another person. And, there's resentments there. Good trailer, good teaser. Let's take a look at some of the comments here. The first one that's up there, if anyone who deserves a comeback, it's definitely Brendan Fraser. Dude is so talented, and you can see he's definitely passionate in his craft. It's amazing that someone like Darren Aronofsky trusted what Fraser can do with this new movie. I cannot wait to see The Whale. And I think that's a sentiment that we all share here, right? Glass Viking says, Brendan Fraser has made me laugh, cry, and cheer. He's an awesome actor. He is. He definitely is. And he's got range. He does have range, for sure. I'm expecting to have a panic attack, to be traumatized, and to bawl my eyes out. But all in the best way. We are all rooting for you, Brendan Fraser. And I think he's going to get a nomination for this for sure. Just because of all the festival awards that were given out to him and all of the claims. I think I'm expecting something special from this. And Darren Aronofsky is a talented director as well. I think we're in good hands. Just a month away now, guys. December 9th for The Whale. Cool trailer. Pay attention later on today to see the little shorts version of that coming up of my reaction. And we'll be checking that out for sure. That'll be up on all the other social medias as well, guys. So, we do publish a lot of the shorts and stuff. And sometimes you get extended versions of those on the Instagram and TikTok, oddly enough. And you can see some of the behind the scenes stuff that I do here on the channel as well on the social medias. And I'm trying to build up the Facebook a little bit more too, trying to get more audience there too. So hopefully Mirror Domains will be growing for sure. Growing? Yeah, growing. Not so sure about TikTok anymore though. We'll talk about that in a few moments for sure. What's next? Deadpool. Yeah, that Deadpool headline. It came up in a couple of iterations actually today. Eva M says excited to see it. Yeah. I can already hear Brendan's Oscar acceptance speech. Yeah. Well, we are coming down to the awards season now as we get closer to the end of the year. So people will be putting up their lists and stuff like that soon. And I'll be watching that for sure. keeping my eye on that. I think it's pretty much a shoo-in that he'll get the nomination. Deadpool and Wolverine. Ryan Reynolds details complications of Wolverine's Deadpool 3 return. Yeah, well, we heard the big news that Hugh Jackman is signed on to play Wolverine once again in Deadpool 3. And Kevin Feige sorted out complications to make it happen. Because, yeah, when Fox sold the rights to the X-Men and all that stuff, there were some still lingering issues there with contracts having time frames that they had to shoot certain things in, and the contracts were good for us up to like 2025 and stuff like that. And it's still a little bit up in the air, but it sounds like Kevin Feige has figured out a way to make this happen, and I think everybody's happy about that because we all like Hugh Jackman, and this quote from Ryan Reynolds that he had up in Collider just adds to that. He says, "It's not like adding Hugh Jackman to a movie like this is a hard sell. It's an immediate and empathetic unqualified yes. It's a lot of moving parts and Fox and X-Men and all that kind of stuff that Marvel needs to sort through a lot of red tape in order to make that happen, and they did it. Yes, they did it." And that's what it's just more of the business side of stuff. But the fact that, Hugh Jackman's coming back one more time as Wolverine in this road trip movie for Deadpool 3, it's cool in my books. It definitely is. Road trip movie with Deadpool. And you know that the script is just going to be a lot of them kind of sparring with each other physically and over wits, right? Deadpool 3 script update and filming start window shared by Ryan Reynolds. So we get an idea of when this is going to start filming too. Deadpool 3. He just talks about the script and the challenges of writing it, writing jokes and stuff like that. He says about this, well, I don't take it for granted. I get to work with not one, but two of my closest friends in Sean Levy and Hugh Jackman on that movie. Because Sean Levy is directing this. He just did the Adam Project with Ryan Reynolds, and I think he did the other ones too, right? He did something else there with Ryan Reynolds. But, and yeah, we are quite literally up to our necks right now in prep and still writing. I mean, the writing process on Deadpool movies doesn't really end until they take the movie away from us. Literally. Like they have to snatch the microphone out of my hand in the edit room. Production, so there we go. Here we talk about the production start date for this. Production start date should hopefully sometime just before summer next year. So that's cool. So then don't expect Deadpool 3 until 2024, I would say then. Maybe late 2023, but probably 2024. But the shooting is the short, easier part. Then it's the lead up, the prep, the writing. The shooting's quick. Then you have to edit process. That's where the movie gets really made, all in the edit room. Well, yeah. Deadpool, guys. It's going to be one of the most anticipated movies of that year for sure, because it's also going to be, well, as cool as Logan was as a send-off for Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I think this one's just kind of like, it is kind of like the true cherry on top of it all, right? It's kind of like the bonus song at the end of an album where the hidden track that you didn't know that was there, but when it starts playing, you're kind of like, cool. And that's what we're going to get with Deadpool 3, man. It sounds awesome. Starting to shoot hopefully before next summer. That's really cool headlines. That's cool news, man. Cool. Coming out next year too is Spider-Man or Spider-Verse movie. The next Across the Spider-Verse, right? So we got Spider-Punk announced is going to be in that. And Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse adds Daniel Kaluuya as Spider-Punk. And we just saw him in Nope. And I'm somebody who actually liked Nope. Because as you've seen from some of the headlines already, I kind of like that abstract storytelling. And Nope was definitely that. Daniel Kaluuya is definitely a talented actor. So he's going to be playing Spider-Punk. Now, I don't know anything about this character. I don't. I'm sorry, guys. But we know that the Spider-Verse movies, they go across different universes and they meet other Spider-Men. So that's cool. Now, Across the Spider-Verse was split up into two parts. So you're going to get first part next year, and then part 2 comes out the summer after that. But it's also going to also include Daniel Kaluuya now as Spider-Punk. Shanaik Moore is back in this one. And who else was added to this voice cast? For some reason, I want to say Haley Steinfeld would be back. Yeah. Let's just take a look at the IMDb for this. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Expected June 2nd, 2023. Yeah. Miles Morales returns for the next chapter. Okay. Yeah. Let's see if they've added him into the list here. Jake Johnson. Oscar Isaac. Yeah, they did. There he is. Daniel Kaluuya. Hobart Hobby Brown. Okay. Vulture. George Stacy. Cool. Yeah. Spider-Punk. What do you guys think about that? Fascinating. Hourglass Viking says Marvel's business background is so complex, yet still manages to deliver. It does. It definitely does. Let's switch over to the DCU, or the DC universe. Shazam. Let's take a better look at this poster here, guys. Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Zachary Levi posted this on his Instagram, and Shazam movie account also posted this March 17th. What are those scooters called? It's like they're motorized. He's on one of those things, and that's cool. That just shows like the levity, the fun of it. They managed to capture that, I think, fairly well. Electric Boogaloo. Yeah, that's everybody's go-to name for a sequel, right? Shazam 2. I like the trailers for it. I'm guessing because they're putting out the posters and stuff now that we're gonna get another trailer for this fairly soon, possibly here with Wakanda Forever. I would say maybe. I haven't really heard that much. Now that's a Marvel movie, James, and you're gonna advertise a DC movie. Well, guys, trailers, unless it's specified by the studio, theaters get to put their trailers on. So there you go. That's what I say. Shazam as camp as ever on St. Patrick's Day. He's on a Segway. Segway, that's what it's called. Segway. Yeah. But you know, Zachary Levi likes playing this role. And we know definitely now, because of Black Adam, it's going to be in the same universe because Djimon Hounsou's character, and they said Shazam multiple times in Black Adam, so they're going to be fighting at some point. There's going to be something there that happens. But I think if they do that, I was just thinking about this while I went through this the first time. They'll have to change the tone of it a little bit, right? Because Shazam feels like it's definitely meant for the younger crowd, where Black Adam had that little more of a serious tone to it. And then could we see Shazam and Superman team up and fight Black Adam? Or, you know, at least both of them have, like all three of them in the same movie? That would be awesome. That would be awesome. But Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Yeah. Cool poster. Cool poster, man. Jason Momoa, let's talk about continuing on with the DC universe. Jason Momoa says his DCU dream is coming true under new management. The Aquaman star, Jason Momoa. What is it with today in the hunks? Like the super hunks of Hollywood have all come out with the big headlines, starting off with like Chris Evans, right? Yeah, most people think that Momoa is hunky. Let's see what he said about this, because we knew that James Gunn and Peter Safran have taken over the creative control over there for the DC movies and stuff. So Momoa has come out in an interview with ET Canada, and he says this. I think with Peter Safran and Mr. Gunn at the helm at DC, I'm very excited about that. There are a lot of cool things that are going to be coming up, and one of my dreams come true will be happening under their watch, so stay tuned. One of my dreams come true. Well, you know, he's got Aquaman 2 with James Wan that's pretty much done. It's in the can. It's waiting to come out. But what would that be? It sounds... Well, we know that the main plan there is to have Superman be the main backbone for their 10-year plan. Hopefully they get Ben Affleck back. I would have to say, guys, that sounds like maybe Justice League again, right? Or at least another team up of some kind. Or maybe they all got to team up to fight Black Adam. That would be a dream come true for a lot of people too. That would be awesome. Although you think that Superman could handle them on his own, or maybe their battle is just so big, just like the way it was against Doomsday, that they got to call in all these other people. That would be awesome, man. But that quote there, my dreams come true. One of my dreams come true will be happening under their watch. So it sounds like he's even heard details of what their plan could possibly be. We know that the Flash movie is supposed to shake things up a little bit with, who's going to be who moving forward. But it sounds like, hopefully, Batfleck, he is going to be in the Flash movie. So hopefully they expand that role a little bit now with some post-production reshoots. But what do you guys think that quote could possibly mean? What was he alluding to? Because it is intriguing for sure. Arglass says, Mark Strong was pretty dark with his demon henchman in the first Shazam movie, so maybe it's not such a leap to being a darker tone for the next outing. Well, okay, yeah, I suppose it was. Jason and Dwayne could be separated at birth. Black Adam and Justice League would depend on the big bad. Yeah. Well, he would be the big bad, right? Or I don't know. It just makes your mind kind of go like this, because I'm so happy that James Gunn is in control of this now. Because you hear all the reports out there about how the old management would hold grudges against actors and stuff like that and say, well, then we're not going to do anything with them. It's like, the fans want Superman and you're not giving it to us because you're holding a grudge against an actor? James Gunn's not going to be like that. He's not going to run the ship like that. He knows better. And people trust him. People want to work with him. So I'm excited for it. And so is Momoa. So that sounds really cool. Okay, guys, this is a headline that just keeps on coming up. And I thought maybe I would turn this one into a short. But I did it yesterday, and I don't want to keep on ragging on it. But the Avatar 2 runtime came up again. Avatar 2's lengthy runtime explained by James Cameron. And he has a quote here, because it's 3 hours and 10 minutes long. He was in an interview with Games Radar, where he says this about the length. The goal is to tell an extremely compelling story on an emotional basis. I would say that the emphasis in the new film is more character, more on story, more on relationships, more on emotion. More character, huh? I said that in the little snippet that we did of the trailer there. Well, we didn't really get much of the story or the character in this. We just saw a lot of cool imagery. And he said the other day that, the quote of him saying, well, the marketing will tell us if it's going to be a big hit or not. But the marketing for this, and I think most people agree with the sentiment that it didn't show much about the story. It showed a lot of cool stuff, like imagery-wise. But other than like the relationship with the family, okay, I sort of see that. And we see that they're on the run. But we don't know why they're on the run, other than this idea that the humans are coming back to get more unobtainium, that they're going to mine more. And that there's going to be like a connection with the planet and stuff like that. Cameron saying like something about that, him trying to reiterate that, something doesn't sit well with me for some reason. I can't articulate it why. We didn't spend as much time on relationship and emotion in the first film as we do in the second film, and it's a longer film because there's more characters to service. There's more story to service. Well, I think a lot of audiences out there, like I'm not the only one going, when you hear the 3-hour runtime going, oh, I'm not the only one doing that. There's definitely more people out there doing that. And I said it in the short version of this too. I don't want to spend 30 minutes learning about this ocean tribe and then kind of like knowing that Jake and his family are the main backbone of that story. I don't want to spend 30 minutes setting that up with the ocean tribe for it to be kind of like, yeah, we know that they're going to be helping each other towards the end. At least we think that we do, right? I don't want unnecessary setups and side stories that take us away from the main story and say, well, we got to service these characters because they could play a bigger role later on down the line. No, that's not good storytelling. But a lot of people like the Avatar trailer. It's like what, 31 million views there in 6 days. And I'm somebody, I just as a movie, I am a hardcore movie fan, so I'm still struggling with this. Sigourney Weaver's acting range is incredible. The fact that she's able to portray a teenage daughter so convincingly is insane. Yeah, Sigourney Weaver is the daughter. She plays the daughter's voice. They didn't get somebody of age to play that. But the marketing didn't show us much of the story. So it's kind of like there have to be another trailer before December 16th when this comes out. There has to be. I don't know what impressed me more, the beautiful animation or the fact that the trailer didn't spoil half of its movie. See, so I'm not diagnosing it right. I feel like as a hardcore movie fan, this is speaking to a different audience out there. That's not like I don't seem to be part of this audience. There's a disconnect here. People are on board with it. People like it. So like when I made my box office predictions about it yesterday, it's going to make money. These headlines that he's trying to hedge his bets here, saying that he's prepared to end it after the third one. I don't think it's going to make as much as the first one, but it's going to make at least close to $1 billion around that mark, simply just by the name by itself. There's definitely a lot of people out there that like it. And I just hope that I get into the theater, I get immersed into the world, and I don't think about the time. You know, the story is compelling enough that I don't think about the time, and that's the way that I feel. Because I had to wear those stupid glasses to watch this movie. And that if the story sucks me in, then I won't be thinking about these extra 3D glasses that I got to put on my face. But I guess I'm in the minority on this one. That people want to go out and see it. People want this. So Cameron, I don't think the concerns of ending it in 3 films, it's warranted. I don't think it is. I think it's 900 million easy. Yeah. How much after that, though, it remains to be seen. Artglass says James Cameron is essentially saying he's created a space soap opera. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I'm not excited about it as people are. I'm not, and I don't want to, just pretend that I am when I'm not. All right, let's move on from that story. But you know what I mean? Like, you can see what I'm talking about. There's something I'm not making the connection there like most people are. Yeah. Anyway, Zac Efron, Iron Claw. Let's talk about this. What's this? Zac Efron lands high flying kick in first A24 wrestling movie, Image. Zac Efron. Yeah. So he's doing this wrestling movie, and man, that's impressive, isn't it? Look at that. This movie, The Iron Claw, is about 3 brothers wrestling. And it looks like he's got ripped for this one, right? Let's go over to the IMDb and see what it says about The Iron Claw. The Iron Claw follows the story of the Von Erichs, a dynasty of wrestlers who made a great impact on the sport from the 1960s to the present day. Directed by Sean Durkin. Let's see who else is in this. Lily James is in this. Cool. Harris Dickinson, Jeremy Allen White, Moira Tierney is in this. Fascinating. Holt McCallany is Fritz Von Erich. Looks like he may be the father. Maybe be the father. Yeah. You recognize him though. He was in B versus S, right? As one of the bad guys. He plays a bad guy in a lot of things. He was also in Fight Club. They shot him right in the back of the head, right? What was his Robert? They shot Robert right in the back of the head. Or yeah. Lights Out. Okay, yeah. He was in Fight Club. You guys will recognize his face. Uh, he's mostly played like a bad guy in a lot of stuff. Um, okay, he's going to be in this movie. Huh? Yeah, cool. But anyway, let's get back to that wrestling thing with Zac Efron. He he's got the haircut there. I posted this on my community tab the other day too, where he kind of looked like the He-Man, because that's the hairstyle back then, right? That's what it was modeled after. And this looks like it's the real dude there. But Zac Efron got ripped again after coming out and saying that he didn't like putting his body through that kind of punishment. But it looks like he's around what, 7, maybe 6% body fat for that. That's really low too. Aren't you supposed to be like around 10% or something like that? 10 to 12% average body type for you to be lean is around 10 to 12. But then like to get like bodybuilder, you got to be lower than that, and that's when you get like washboard abs and serious stuff. I don't know, but there he is, and that was a really cool image too to lead this off. I thought he had a beard and a mustache though in this one. Anyway, when does this movie come out? When does this movie come out? Let's take a look on the IMDb again. The Iron Claw in production. Doesn't give me a release date. Maybe it does here on this page. Let's scroll down and take a look, because I should have done this diligence. But, yeah, it doesn't say a release date. But it would probably be somewhere in 2023, I would think. Zach looks like Zach is in line for Sexiest Man Alive in 2023. Maybe. But he, like, there was something like he had like a abscessed tooth or something, right? Um, and he had to get that fixed. And that's why he said that his jaw looks different now, because they had to like break it and realign it, and it didn't line up properly or something like that. Because people said that when about the Firestarter, because his jawline just looked a little bit wider. But anyway, I still like him as an actor. I think he could. I think he could be a Wolverine in the MCU. He's definitely got the physique for it, for sure. Zac Efron. Sorry, I didn't mean to linger on that story for that long, but I did. Okay, what's next? Expendables 4 Statham. The Expendables 4 is still happening, guys. September 22, 2023. The Expendables will square up against an arms dealer who commands the might of a massive private army, directed by Scott Hua. Okay, 2023. Why is this in the headlines? Because Sylvester Stallone has come out and given us a quote about this. It's going to have Jason Statham, 50 Cent, Megan Fox, Dolph Lundgren's going to be back, Tony Jaa, people like that, Randy Couture, Iko Uyelas. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. Sorry, guys. Andy Garcia, and of course, it's going to have Sylvester Stallone. But what's the headline, James? The headline is Sylvester Stallone teases Jason Statham's bigger Expendables 4 role. He's saying he's going to be 80% of this movie. So it's basically he's handing the torch off here. It's not going to be Stallone's franchise anymore if this one does successful. It's going to be more of a Statham franchise. And I got nothing wrong with Statham. I like Statham. Even in weird movies or bad movies like Meg. God, Meg was awful. It truly was. But it had Statham and I liked him. That. Let's see what the Stallone said here. He says, I heard it turned out pretty good. Statham is 80% of it. He's happy with it. He heard that it turned out pretty good. So by that, it definitely sounds like Stallone's just going to be kind of like bookending Expendables 4, right? And he's just going to be there at the start and maybe there at the end to congratulate them on a job well done kind of thing. That's what I get from that. He's seen it. So it seems like, why would he say that? I heard it turned out pretty good. Yeah. Aren't you in it? What do you mean it turned out pretty good? Or maybe you're not in it. Well, if Statham's 80% of it, Stallone doesn't seem like he'll have a big role in it, but Expendables 4, guys, due out next year around September 22nd is when it is expected. 2023. Keep my eye on that one for sure. Keeping on with some Stallone headlines, guys. There's some more topics we're going to talk about that are not listed here, but there are in the description. Stallone says, the studio wants another Rocky movie. Really? After Creed 3? I think they've pretty much moved on from it, right? What the heck is this about? Well, this was 11 hours ago. So, here we go. The studio wants another Rocky movie, but they'll have to give Stallone some rights to the character first. Yeah, because we heard this. Stallone has beefs with the original people who made and financed the first Rocky movie because Stallone doesn't have any rights to it. And he feels like it's his legacy. It's his movie. Not really, though. It's not really his movie. He stars in it, but he wants to have control over it. And he won't do another Rocky movie unless he gets some of those rights back so he can give it to his children or something like that. It was a weird thing that he's a talented actor. He is a draw. People like him, but his politics and his thinking as of late has just been kind of like all over the place. And in fact, if you go to Hollywood Reporter, I believe that was like the main story. No, it's not right now. Well, in a few hours ago it was Stallone. He had this article up talking about his career choices and stuff like that. He was reflecting on his... What the... Oh, we'll be taking a look at that. So he's been kind of weird with this kind of stuff. So could another Rocky movie possibly be happening? I don't think so. He's too... He would be, again, like another trainer in it. I don't think he would ever get into the ring again. Who wants to watch this 277-year-old people box? Let's see what he says. They wanted another Rocky movie, and I was willing to do it, but I said, after 45 years, we can change the playing field a little bit. Level it out. Can I get a piece of what I created all those years ago? So it says, no, it's never going to happen. It was a deal that was done unbeknownst to me by people that I thought were close to me, and they basically gave away whatever rights I would have had. Talking about, and then he goes back into his grudge about not getting rights to the Rocky franchise. And if they're, like, he's too old to, by the time that they would get something settled, he would be 80 for a Rocky movie. I don't see that happening. Realistically, and he kind of already successfully passed on the torch to Creed, the Creed series. That's the way I feel about it. Okay, dude says, Art Glass Viking says, dude, I thought Meg was a great popcorn movie. Well, yeah, it's just like for me, Jaws 3. I know it's a bad movie, but I love watching it, right? That's what I mean. Anyway, let's go on to some TV headlines. Some other breaking news. Well, we can do breaking news. Let's do that. Let's see what this Sean Levy developing a Star Wars movie. Seriously? So somebody else has been out of all the... I thought they were going to stop doing this. I thought they were going to stop announcing Star Wars movies until... Like, I thought that's what came down the pipe. Anyway, the filmmaker has a plate full already with Deadpool 3 up next. Yes, he does. So Kathleen Kennedy's like, oh, this guy's doing well. He just did Adam Project at Deadpool 3. They like him. Let's give him a Star Wars movie. You're not supposed to be announcing that anymore. Free guy, yeah. So, Stranger Things Hollywood Reporter has confirmed it's unclear when the project could happen. Levy has a full plate. So as producer, let's see what this says about his Star Wars movie. Like he would do good as his. And imagine if you could bring on Ryan Reynolds into a Star Wars movie. That would be cool. If there was any doubt about my fanhood of Star Wars and all things a galaxy far, far away, I eliminated that doubt, Levi told Hollywood Reporter. At the time, hastening to note the weapon was not technically a lightsaber due to the rights issues. He's talking about the Adam Project, because Ryan Reynolds fought with a very lightsaber-ish weapon in that I just this is it boggles my mind. Seriously, like, yeah, this is definitely trending news, but um, Kathleen Kennedy, what the hell are you doing over there? Like, what's all on the table for Kathleen Kennedy right now is Star Wars. She is that Patty Jenkins movie happening or not? You know, there was supposed to be like stuff. So many directors have come and went. I've lost track with it. There was supposed to be a Kevin Feige movie coming out. Taika Waititi is supposed to have a movie coming out. Sean Levy is supposed to have a movie coming out. There's canceled projects with the writers from Game of Thrones, and there's the is Ryan Johnson making his? It's just, God, Kathleen Kennedy, what the bloody hell are you doing over there? You know what they need to do? What she needs to do is put somebody just like what they did with the DC universe. Put somebody like not like James, like a character head in there, a figurehead in there that can drive the machine like a James Gunn. But I would say put Filoni or Favreau in charge of creating the movie universe. I know their hands are full with Mandalorian and the TV stuff, but they can also add inputs to the live stuff. I don't, for the movies. They should be still making movies a year. They should, because it's huge money for them. It's a cash cow. And except for Solo didn't do well because they had to reshoot it and basically doubled the cost of the production. I would have just released Solo the way that it was, as bad as it was, or I just would have buried it. I prefer to have maybe just buried it, but it happened. I'm just, I'm shocked. That shocks me. It does. Okay, let's go into some TV headlines here. Lin-Manuel Miranda boards Percy Jackson series at Disney Plus. So that's coming along nicely, right? And Lin-Manuel Miranda, okay, who's he going to play? He'll be playing Hermes. Okay, well, he can sing and dance, right? So, well, Percy Jackson's not going to be a singing and dancing kind of thing, but okay. Deadline first reports the news that this is happening, and they're shooting that right now. And I think most of it, at least the pilot, I think is done, and it's going to have the boy from the Adam Project talking about Sean Levy. Hey, you know, for some reason things are aligning here properly. He's going to be playing Percy Jackson in that series, so that's cool. All right, Lin-Manuel Miranda boards Percy Jackson series. Arglass says, I thought the Adam Project was Sean Levy's audition at Star Wars, funnily enough. Yeah. Arglass Mikey says, also, I'm so glad you're a filter, James. I couldn't wade through Star Wars. It's intense over there at Lucasfilm. Yeah, it is. It's trying. But that Percy Jackson seems to be coming along nicely. I'm looking forward to this series, even though I know that some people will probably complain the same kind of things, that it doesn't follow the source material. But whatever. More TV headlines. Monster renewed for season 2 and 3 at Netflix as an anthology. And The Watcher, I never watched The Watcher, was renewed for season 2. But what's The Monster? The Dahmer series. Because it was called Dahmer the Monster something, right? With Evan Peters there. So we're going to get more of that. The original title was Dahmer Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story. Now, I watched all of Dahmer. I did. But I felt kind of dirty after, too. Because they kind of try to make it... The creator said that they weren't trying to humanize him and make you feel sympathy for him, but they did. They really tried to. And I don't know if that was something that they should have done. Because you kind of did feel bad for him there at the end. And it's kind of like, no, this guy did some terrible, awful things, man. And I know that's a big draw. It's one of the big hits for Netflix this year. And so they're going to be making more of monsters. So they'll move on to more serial killers. And they already touched Gacy in that series. So could they do it all about Gacy next? Or maybe, who else could they do? one of the other big serial killers out there, Bundy, maybe. Yeah, they'll do that maybe. It's just okay. Let's see. Dahmer series critics cry foul on Netflix renewing Monster for 2 more seasons. That yeah, you do feel kind of dirty. Like he did a good performance. He did, but I felt like Richard Jenkins did as the father did a much better. Like he's the one that resonated with me the most. So people are up in arms about this. If you were so desperate to watch Dahmer, you could have just pirated it. Nobody would have known. No, don't say stuff like that. Don't say that. What the F? Monster has been renewed for 2 more seasons. The installment will focus on other monstrous figures who have impacted society. So they're cashing in on, just the barbarism of it all, right? The families did not agree with the Dominant series to be done in the first place, considering how some bits of the stories were just added and mistold. This is terrible news. So yeah, there's going to be that frustration with it that it wasn't true. Yeah, and it definitely wasn't true to real events, like the smells in the apartment stuff. It was more of a chemical smell. Yeah, minor changes like that are okay. I see how you're embellishing it here, but my criticism was that they tried to almost make you feel sorry for him, and I didn't like that angle. I like Evan Peters, so I didn't watch Dahmer, and I don't want to watch Dahmer and skew my view. He does. He's very competent at playing it for sure. Um, I don't want to take that away from him, but I don't think you should get praise for this kind of thing. If you want to learn about Dahmer, I would say just watch a documentary of real life, so you can pay respects to the families. Right? Gacy has done many times too. The killer clown has been fictionalized time and time again. Yeah, and they talked about that in the Dahmer series. But it's getting renewed for 2 more seasons, and we'll have to see how that goes out, how that plays out. Who will be next in line to get that kind of a treatment? More TV headlines. Why no Big Bang Theory cast member got a real spin-off show explained. Well, yeah, that ended a few years ago, and it was a weird show, man. I found myself oddly sucked into it. I know that's not how, like, real people act and stuff like when you actually think about it, it was kind of way over the top, but it worked and a lot of people liked it, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it to the point that I participated in after shows, talking with people in live chats and stuff like that. So yeah, it was the right time for it to end too. Big Bang ended because the cast salaries were getting so high, and they were making from the reruns. They were making just as much money from the reruns, just from the new ones. So why make more if you're just making the same amount? People are watching it. But let's see what the Holland here said about it. Holland was the creator of it, so he says nothing was talked about in a serious way for a spin-off. I think we felt there was no winning with something like that. Big Bang was this magical thing that we captured, and then to recapture it with any version of them that wasn't the whole cast, wasn't something we really wanted to do. We joked about it in the room, and people would toss out ideas, but it wasn't seriously given any consideration. I Wallowitz spinoff? No. A Penny and Leonard spinoff, but then people will be asking, where is this character? Why isn't this character coming around? And would it be the same kind of funny? I think if they ever revisited this, they'd have to do kind of like that, what Frasier did with Cheers kind of thing. They would have to move to a different part of the country. And that's why you're not seeing the rest of the cast, right? I think if I were to do anything with the Big Bang, I'd migrate it to a movie. Do a Big Bang movie. And you know what they could do? It's still a storyline. Have Raj get married. And that's what that movie would be about. And have Penny and Leonard move into a house. And then who knows what happens to Sheldon and Amy. Um, they live whatever they want. Yeah, have something like that happen. That's what I would do. Wait another year or so, and when people are wanting to come back to that kind of stuff, I think, yeah, make a movie. That would be kind of cool, eh? Our Glass Viking says it took me a while to get into Big Bang. Many storylines were taken from Friends, though. I never watched Friends. I was a bit before my time. Not really. No, I guess it sort of was. But anyway, is that it for TV headlines? All right. Let's. Do we have to reiterate this Twitter thing again? I don't really want to. We'll do it anyway. Yesterday, Whoopi Goldberg announced that she was leaving Twitter. Mark Cuban and Jack Dorsey offer Elon Musk advice 2 weeks into the job. Yeah, Elon Musk fired a bunch of the staff, and then he had to rehire them because he realized that, hey, you know what? Those people actually do jobs there. He's just in way over his head, right? He doesn't know what the hell he's doing with it, and it's kind of like the celebrities are pulling out. We saw the other day too that Mark Ruffalo had come out and said that he doesn't want any more part of it. And then yesterday, Whoopi Goldberg said that she's going to be off it for a while. And then we saw the Twitter mission statement from Elon saying Twitter needs to become by far the most accurate source of information about the world. That's our mission. I was, when I first read that, it was so hard for me to not laugh. And that's what you got yesterday on that little shorts video of mine. I always like, it was just so audacious. And then Jack here says, accurate to who? Because we saw all those bands, right? Jack Dorsey was the previous owner of it, right? The previous CEO. But yeah, who's it going to be accurate to? It's one of those things where it's kind of like, if you're going to ban people because you don't like what they say, but then say that just it's all for free speech, it just doesn't add up. It doesn't. So regardless of it, guys, it's still one of those things. We are going to go to take a look at the Twitterverse here, and when that happens, it depends on how much it's going to impact that page for us if we're going to continue on with Twitter. Okay, yeah, let's take a look at well, before we go to the Twitterverse, let's take a look at the Joe Blow rundown here. Sean Levy is now in talks to direct a Star Wars film. Yeah, we saw that. Troll trailer. Roar Utog Creature feature gets December release. We saw that trailer last week, right? The Crooked Man. Oh yeah, we're going to be talking about that on the Horror Weekly Roundup. The Crooked Man, James Wan confirms Conjuring universe has been scrapped. So we're not getting a Crooked Man spinoff. Bummer, man. Bummer. Free movie of the day, Bigfoot horror movie, The Wild Man, starts Michael Paré. Yeah, that's on their YouTube page. Black Panther Wakanda Forever opens up this week. Did we get the embargo? Let's refresh the page. Because we're over 12 p.m. now. Oh, there you go. Okay, so we're there. 94%. 94%, 45 reviews. So it's not 100% or anything, but high 90s, mid 80s is still a good score. Let's see if we got some snapshots here. From Variety, the movie doesn't have the classic comic book pow of Black Panther, and yet it's easily 20 minutes too long. Yet Wakanda Forever has a slow burn emotional suspense. Once the film starts to gather steam, it doesn't let up. Too long. Yeah. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes, right? With no post-credit scene, at least. You don't have to stick around for the credits. I won't be. 2 hours and 45 minutes. Damn. Anyway, Independent UK says there's more than enough wit, beauty, and imagination to Wakanda Forever to outweigh its weaknesses. Okay. I'm still excited for it. I want to see what they're doing with Namor for sure. The Rap, Alonso Duralde says, there's a great deal to enjoy here, and fans of Black Panther won't necessarily leave feeling disappointed, but there's a sense of strong elements not quite coming together. And that's a positive review, huh? Let's take a look at a bad one here. A rotten one. Daily Telegraph UK says, A near 3 hour endurance run of gloomy photography and turgidly staged, emotionally empty two-way conversations, all seemingly designed to sap cast and viewers' combined will to live. So there's a complaint about the runtime. Let's take a look at another bad review here from Movie Nation. This installment was always going to be more somber thanks to the loss of the star. What the film lacks is the will to make up that loss. Heartbreaking. Bummer. So it didn't work for some people. Phase 4, here's a good one here. Let's end off with a good one here. Marvel's Phase 4 hasn't been exactly the best era of the studio Love and Thunder, am I right? But with Black Panther Wakanda Forever, they saved the best for last. And yeah, this will be the last MCU movie this year, right? Well, good. And I'm still hyped for it. 94% is not that bad. And I'm sure that's going to update throughout the day. So we'll probably start off the show tomorrow talking about more Black Panther Wakanda Forever. 84 reviews. We'll go through these. As I said, it's supposed to be Black Panther week, and I was a little shocked that they waited this long to have the embargo drop. But it's dropped. Let's go back to the Joe Blow rundown. Ryan Coogler explains changing Namor's background to Talokan from Atlantis. We know of that. They just didn't want to confuse people with Aquaman. Avatar's 2 script was reworked into a Dark Horse comic books. Yeah, apparently the first script that Cameron wrote was kind of like, meh. It really didn't do anything. Meh. So yeah, Argos says there was a post-credit scene after Rihanna's song, apparently. There is a post-credit scene? Well, I heard that there wasn't. I don't know. If there is, I don't want to stick on. I don't know. Conversation with a ghost hunter. Whale teaser, yeah, we saw that. Mummy. Cameron willing to cut Avatar 2 short after if it bombs. Kimmel back as the host of Oscars 2023. Stranger Things. What does the season premiere title mean? Okay. Spider-Verse. All right. I think that's pretty much all from the Joe Blow rundown. What are we sitting at? We're sitting at 1 hour and 22 minutes. This is going a little bit longer than I wanted, but that's okay. We are doing trending stuff here, right? So, what else is out there? What else is out there? Agatha Coven of Chaos Director's episode count revealed. Episode count? Okay, so the Illuminati have shed light on not only who's directing the project, but how many episodes. Okay, well, how many episodes is Agatha Coven of Chaos? Not seeing it here, guys. 4 episodes? I'm not seeing it in this. The creator of the Disney Plus series, The Helm, at least 1 episode of the upcoming series, which isn't surprising. Mentions report Gondra will direct 2 episodes, and the Chi will do 1 episode. So I'm only seeing 4 episodes there. What the heck is not? Why am I not seeing that here? Is there comments? Hopefully somebody in the comments cleared that up. They both helmed AA episodes, TV shows. They're not. So only 4 episodes for Agatha? Guys, when you say you got the episode count revealed, I wanted to see that in the first paragraph or in the last paragraph. The exact number. And I'm not seeing it in this article, and this article sucks then. Yeah, 9 episodes. When is Deadpool coming out? Probably 2024 there, Sunday night. How do you feel about Glass Onion? We did a trailer reaction to that. That's up on the channel right now. I liked the trailer. I was late to the party for the first Knives Out. I really liked it. And I'm looking forward to I'm going to see it in the theaters here. Glass Onion comes out November 23rd for limited release, a week only. And then next month, we'll do a full live watch along for Glass Onion here on the channel for sure. Pay attention for that because that'll be kind of cool. That'll be a lot of fun. Our Glass has 9 episodes for Agatha. Why am I not seeing that in this article then? Why am I not seeing 9 episodes? It's not alone known. However, report. Okay. 9. I'm not seeing the word 9. I'm not seeing the number 9. As of now, it's unclear how many episodes. It's unclear how long the series episodes will run. Okay, so the runtime will be there. The runtime hopefully will be only 40 minutes. Why am I not seeing it, man? This sucks. This article sucks. Okay, I'm not going to use it. The first Knives Out was amazing. One of my favorite movies. Yeah, and it also had Chris Evans in it. Right? I'm sorry. I have a couple of Chris Evans pictures pulled up. I don't know why I chose that one. Yeah, he was good in that one too. And it was a good ensemble cast. Knives Out. And it looks like the Glass Onion is going to be capitalizing in on that too. Going to be the cast for it looks phenomenal. That kind of group dynamic. Yeah. Kate Hudson looks great in this. Batista looks now. Granted, I would say that Batista is maybe doing a little bit of his Drax kind of thing in that, but that's why some casting producers do that kind of thing. It's like, can you do your Ryan Reynolds thing in this movie, Ryan Reynolds? Okay, thanks. We'll call this movie Free Guy. Can you do Batista? Can you do your Drax thing in this movie? We need it for this, and then be kind of like, okay. Yeah, so it happens, but it's okay. He's awesome anyway, so I'll be checking this out. What I liked about this trailer was that it also showed that it looks like they're there to actually play like a murder mystery, like a role-playing murder mystery, but then a real murder mystery happens, and I think it looks fantastic. Daniel Craig as Benoit Blanc, he loves playing this role. The comedy in this looks fantastic. It's got that cheekiness to it. Leslie Odom Jr.'s in this. Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. I thought it looked absolutely phenomenal. All right, guys, where are we at? I think we're all the way caught up that we can go over and finish the show by looking at the old Twitterverse. Let me pull that up. And maybe I'll pull out that Star Wars thing and do that as a short. We'll do the Sean Levy thing as a short for today. That'll be our short. Let's see what else is trending in case we missed something. Ana de Armas is starting to film the John Wick spin-off Ballerina. Ana de Armas. Notice how that movie Blonde came and went and nobody talked about it, eh? Bummer for her. It centers on a female assassin who seeks revenge against the people who killed her family. Well, if it's in the John Wick universe, of course she's playing an assassin, right? That'll be cool. I'm on board for that. Pro wrestler Maxwell Jacob Friedman has joined the cast of The Iron Claw. Okay. So you got a real wrestler in there with these guys. Timothée Chalamet on the set of Dune Part 2. Wait, they're using that same thing for Dune, are they? Because that's where they use that outside for a shot to Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade, right? Or maybe they're just in that area and shooting it and he saw that. Remarkable how they carved that in there. Absolutely remarkable. I don't think it goes in that deep though. Anyway, cool. Timothée Chalamet on Dune Part 2. Fascinating. Section, no, we don't need to worry about that. Warrior Nun. Okay, Black Panther has come out. Yeah, we saw that. Jennifer Lawrence Causeway, streaming on Apple TV Plus now. 86%. I don't have Apple TV Plus, but I want to check it out because I'm a Jennifer Lawrence fan. And Brian Tyree Henry there, he was cool in Bullet Train. So I'm looking forward to that when I get my chance. Leslie Phillips was the voice of the Sorting Hat in Harry Potter, has passed away. 98 years old. Leslie Phillips. Rest in peace. 98, that's a good run. That is a good run. Wow. Bad Sisters has been renewed. HBO celebrates 50-year anniversary. Brendan Fraser, The Whale. Yep. Hong Chu is in The Whale. Sadie Sink is in The Whale. Okay. I think that's pretty much all it for today, guys. TV Plus series, Lady in the Lake. Oh, yes. Sexiest Man Alive. Is that where we can end out today? I think that's where we'll end off today, because that brings us full circle, right? Chris Evans, People's Sexiest Man Alive. My mom will be so happy. Just something else that you get to boast. But you know, here's the cool thing about Chris Evans. He'll have his jokes about it, but he's somebody that he's got the humbleness to him that, you know, he won't let it go to his head. He'll have that kind of jocular manner about it, I would suppose, right? That's the impression I get from him. Okay, guys, so we've been going for an hour and a half. I can't believe that. That's the show today. Do you guys like that? Do you like the quick format at the start there? That's going to get cut out for to be the digest later on. See if that works. See if it works. And if it doesn't, oh well. You know, at least you guys still got to come in and talk with the live chat and stuff like that. And it was a lot of fun talking with you guys, going over the big trending movie news headlines of the day. And I'll see you next time tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern, for more movie news show. And pay attention for Andor. Andor's happening in the morning tomorrow, probably around 10:30 a.m. Andor episode 10, because I got to run out tomorrow afternoon. Okay, guys, hit that thumbs up button. Pay attention to later on for when the shorts get published. And I'll see you next time on Mirror Domains.